Okay, everyone, I think we're going to start the program soon. If everyone can grab their seats. Sara, Peña in the house. Welcome, everyone. We're going to be starting the program. Hi. How are you? I have one here. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Yeah, are the panelists going to be seated listening versus calling them up? They should all be sitting already to listen to the conversation. And I'm assuming Carlos and Luis will be coming up here. Yes? Okay.
The only other person that's also here is
Guillermo. Okay.
He said no, but now he did come.
Guillermo.
Are you too?
I need a pen because I won't. I have a pen. I will let my pen. And as much as sit anywhere, come sit. Come sit. Just find out what is she doing. You can sit right there. Those are reserved. Okay, if everyone can take their seats, please. We're going to start the program. Sara's here. I love it. Who's in the back? Okay, we're here. Okay, great. Our panel is here. Okay, we're ready to start the program, everyone. Please take your seats. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Okay. Well, welcome to the art of being a modern Latina. This is a very exciting program that the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is putting forward tonight, and we have an incredible panel of modern Latinas, powerful Latinas, and we can't wait to hear what they have to say, their life lessons that they're going to share with us tonight. It's International Women's Day 2023, and I want to give everyone a round of applause. It's incredible what women here in this room do day in and day out. It's incredible what women do in the state of New Jersey. It's incredible what we do around the world. We rock. And today is our day. And I hope that everyone had an opportunity to celebrate. And if you haven't, now's your chance. So my name is Elisa Charters, and I am on the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. And it's an honor and a pleasure to serve this organization. It is so incredible in the work that it does through its training programs to help entrepreneurs in our state access all kinds of supplier diversity, learning how to grow your businesses, how to market your businesses, how to think about your businesses and take them from a concept to reality. This is the organization, and the support that you get, the love that you get in this organization is incredible. Anyone who's experienced this personally, please tell me, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? It is really incredible, the impact that this organization has on so many lives and on so many businesses. So, you know, I thought about today and what it means to be a modern Latina. And it was funny because I was actually eating breakfast this morning and I was having my tostada con aguacate. And I was thinking, like, what am I going to talk about? I have my notes, you know, I've talked with Monica a little bit about the panel discussion, but like, what kind of message? And I'm eating this aguacate and it's tasting so good, and put a little more salt on it. And I said, you know, wow, like we have been modern Latinas for a really long time, centuries. Like right now, people are selling avocado ice cream, avocado chocolate, like it's this new thing. But we all know that we've been eating aguacate and palta para cuánto tiempo? Años y años y años, no? So we've been modern a really long time. But anyway, in reality, not only does this organization support us in the diversity, in our workplace inclusion, in our place, our seat at the table as entrepreneurs, but as leaders, like we are leading. We pivoted, like during COVID, we pivoted. We took on these leadership roles that were incredible roles that not even we thought we were able to do, and we did it. And here we are today, and we're celebrating that today. Modern Latinas are dynamic. We're extremely dynamic. And maybe sometimes we fear a little bit, but we take on adversity head on. And we really do, you know, put all our passion into things that we love to do. And when we love our businesses, we put it into, we put so much energy into it, and we get our family involved, we get our friends involved, and we support each other. And that's really what being a modern Latina is. Somebody who's a supporter of others, Latinas supporting Latinas, Latinos supporting Latinas, Latinas supporting Latinx. We are all here as one great, what is it? Hashtag what? Familia. That's right. That's right. So, so I'm really excited because we have Familia members here on our panel, and they are just going to share so many rich stories and experiences. But before that, I do want to remind everyone, what are we also great at? social media, right? We love to use our phones. We love to post. So don't forget to post statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, hashtag SHCCNJ, and obviously hashtag familia. Okay, so we, first of all, can you feel the power? Can you feel the power in this space? How many conversations did you have tonight that just made you feel great? Like, wow, I'm so excited to be part of this community. It's just a powerful community with all of our hermanos, our hermanas, and we're all sharing this entrepreneurial journey together. And I have to say, we really have to thank our sponsors, because a lot of the work that we do, we do as community, but we also need that sponsorship and that support, whether it's in-kind donations, whether it's financial contributions, whether it's, programs that are offered to us through different agencies. There are so many representatives here today that support us in what we do. And we've really been able to drive our success with the help of others. So I just want to thank some of our sponsors tonight. Our platinum sponsor, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Our gold sponsors, Amazon and United Airlines. Our silver sponsors, NJMEP, PNC Bank, and Provident Bank. And our contributing sponsors, McCarter and English, NJM Insurance Group, NJ Resources, Juego.Juegos, Latina Surge, Lyft, New Jersey Charter School Association. Thank you. And then, of course, we have our media outlets. And tonight we have many here. And it just goes to show you that our power is just growing exponentially. Our stories are getting more and more interesting. And that's why we need all this coverage. So very excited about that. Que pasa, New Jersey? Woo! Otro Rollo Cinema. Bella Latina Magazine. Poder Latino. Negocios Hispanos. And of course, Americano newspaper. Okay, and hopefully everyone's had an opportunity to taste all the delicious food. Chihuahua, I tasted that chia, lime, delicious concoction. It was amazing. And now I feel so energized from it. But I hope everyone had a chance to talk with all of our small business owners who provided so many in-kind delicious things to eat and things to drink. So there's Pinto, Sweet Love, Norky's Peruvian Restaurant, Live Forest Coffee, Chihuahua, Las Marias, Mozzarella Cucina, and Exporting Green. And I have to say too, I just want to take a minute because, I just rattled off all these amazing Latina brands, but the people behind them, Tanya, Lulu, Amber, Carlos, Gina, Abril, Maria, Joanna, Irlanda. Honestly, huge applause for you all because you're so resilient and you have your businesses and you're here today and you're supporting the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we so appreciate it. And of course, our drink sponsors, Tito's Vodka. Thank you, Nick. And CATV. Thank you for that. So I also want to recognize that we have some dignitaries here today as well. We have Maria del Pilar Cruz Silva, who's the General Counsel of the Colombian Consulate. Is she here? And then we have Mariana Diaz, who is the consul of the Mexican consulate. And we also have Jack Chidarelli, who was the 2021 Republican gubernatorial nominee, who's here, who's come to visit us today and talk to our businesses. So all of this would not be possible without the tremendous leadership of the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. And I'd like to ask any of our directors to please stand so that we can recognize you if you're here tonight. Thank you. Carlos Medina, Luis, Dana, Blenda, Elisa, Monica, Lilia, Luis. So glad that we have such an amazing team here. And Guillermo, I saw Guillermo. Where's Guillermo? I saw him. Thank you so much for your leadership in providing all of these incredible programs. I think I was just talking with Aixa earlier, and I said, how many programs are we offering now? It's like 15, 20, and Danilo's over there laughing, and he's making it happen every day. I really want to also thank the staff. Can all the staff from the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce please stand? They are the absolute backbone. They are the backbone of this organization. And they are always there for us, always. And if one is not available, they say, somebody's going to call you in 10 minutes. Like, they are there for us, and it's incredible how committed they are. So, I think about the modern Latina, and yeah, we're so powerful, and we're rocking it on so many levels, and we have a lot of pressures. We all know. We talk in other events about those kinds of pressures, and tonight I'm sure we're going to hear some more. But what helps us get through is obviously our belief in ourselves, but it's also the belief that others have in us that propel us forward. And I think of the allyship, and I think of like the theme, embracing equity. And I cannot think of someone who embraces equity more than our president, Carlos Medina. He is just so committed. All the time he puts into his stories in Que Pasa at the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He's out there constantly. And I just want to invite him up here because I know there's a lot of information he wants to share about our progress. So Carlos, please, and thank you.
Hola familia. How's everybody doing? You're too calm, you're too quiet. You didn't have any drinks out there? Tito's, come back. Pisco? We need some pisco sours right away. Thank you for coming to our annual Modern Latina event, and it happens to fall on a very special day today, so we got lucky. I like the words that were said earlier about allyship, because I was trying to remember ally, so thanks for kind of teeing that up for me. I think Latinas to succeed, I think all people to succeed in business need allies and friends, but I think particularly women need allies. And I'm an ally of women. I'm proud to say the chamber is an ally. The chamber is a safe space. If you go to other events, sometimes it's 70% gentlemen, 30% women at other chambers, but we're pretty equal at our events. Today, we're probably 80% women, but we're generally 50-50 because women feel safe, they feel comfortable, and it's kind of it's a certain momentum that you gain. We have one good event, and people know to come back to the other events. You hire folks, you get business. As the magazine, Bella Magazine, got some employees when they came last year and acted as the moderator. Thank you, Vanessa. Where's Vanessa? Hello. Thank you, Vanessa. She's in the corner there by the big light. I'm going to offer a little insight from my college, law school days, People see me up here, they ask me all the time, you're on TV, you don't seem nervous, but I am. I always have a little, right in the gut of my stomach, I have those butterflies, I guess. I try to use them to get me through, but there was a time in both undergrad and law school, I would literally cut class not to have to do the first day when you went around. I hated that. My heart would be a bump, bump, bump. And I probably went to the gym more than classes in law school, but it's all good. It prepares you for the real world. Because the real world, you're going to get the call and you're going to have 2 hours to prepare. And that happened naturally for me in law school because I wasn't studying. So I had 2 hours to prepare for the exam. So kind of in its own way, it worked out. I also have learned from many Latinas in my life, including Aixa. Where's Aixa? Aixa, she won the award of being the glue for the chamber. She's our director of operations. She keeps us all rolling. But a couple times when she was fighting for employees and other team members, hi, Aixa. And I was impressed by the way that some folks literally, were fighting harder for the team than I even do for myself at times. And that really impressed me. So that's something I learned from a Latina, and I'm going to have a little experiment here. You guys ready? You ready? I have a show called Que Pasa. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. Many of you have been on the show. And I have a goodie bag here full with, I used to collect baseball cards. So I have Celia Cruz cards, postcards. And if you like or comment tonight, I'll give you one of these. So I have like 200 of these. So get on your phones, look it up, and give me a little love, okay? That's something I learned from Latinas. Don't be afraid to ask. I do have a friend in the audience. I'm going to allow him to come up. His family are Italian immigrants, right? So Jack Ciccarelli is going to say 60 seconds of comments. We let him say 30 at the league. Next event, he'll have 90. So as he keeps on coming up, he'll be at 2 hours eventually. Jack Ciccarelli.
I'm going to spend half of my 60 seconds telling you what I observed all during the networking time here this evening. I caught Carlos kissing and hugging about 45 women, which tells me one of two things. He just loves to be with you all, or he plans on running for governor in 2025. It is great to be with you. This chamber does a magnificent job on your behalf. But know this, at the end of the day, those of us who form public policy in this state greatly appreciate what it is that you do as small business owners. You truly are the backbone of this state economy. And my goal is to make New Jersey the best place in the country in which to do business. I want you to know that I get it. I owned my own small business. My parents owned a restaurant. My sister owns her own small business. My brother owns his small business. We get it. I know the challenges you're up against, but I also know you all to be the most resilient of all New Jerseyans. Keep doing what you're doing. This chamber is going to continue to do what it does. And together, we're all going to succeed. And there'll come a time when we'll make New Jersey the envy of the country with regard to its business climate. So thank you all so very, very much.
And you remind us, we're a nonpartisan organization. I'm going to steal somebody's quote, Ramiro Cavazos from the United States Hispanic Chamber. Ramiro says, we're not red, we're not blue, we're green. We want to put green in our members' pockets. And I agree with him 100%, but we got to hold our elected officials accountable. And we do that as much as we can. Please bring those issues to us, but we need our voices united. Even though this microphone doesn't want to be united with me, but so let's keep the pressure on. We want to have New Jersey, as Jack said, be a friendly environment. We have had success with the governor's office. They've had many programs. EDA has had programs, but let's keep our foot on the pedal. Let's keep accelerating. We know we're driving the economy here in New Jersey. We know that the Hispanic gross domestic product, the GDP, is $97 billion a year that Hispanics contribute. In the United States, it's almost $3 trillion, the US Hispanic GDP. Only India and China would have a faster growing GDP than Hispanics do. So be proud of yourself. Latinas, you have superpowers. Don't think of being Latina as a handicap. It's a superpower. 21% plus of the state are Hispanics. We work together as family. We help each other. It's a great advantage to have that personality, that outgoing personality, that ability to hug and kiss, as Jack said. That's all important in our networking. That's very important. And it's why Hispanics continue to drive the New Jersey economy. Without further ado, I'll bring up Luis de la Hoz, our excellent chairman.
You know what happened when someone start a speech saying, I will be brief. But I want to invite Erica, Aixa, please stand up, Danilo, Daniela, all the team members here, because we really need to recognize them. You know, when things go well, sometimes we get the credit. I always say that when things go bad, I can be blamed for that. Erica has more seniority than Carlos and I because she started when she was like 16. She had been at the chamber like 19 years, right? 17, all right? Aixa is la voz de la conciencia. Daniela and Danilo have been in the chamber for how many years now?
It's almost 7 years.
Okay, but one thing that not many people know is that we only have 2 people that are full-time employees of the chamber, right? And the rest of the people are part-time, and we have a lot of volunteers that help us. But they are the ones that deserve the credit for everything that we do. And they point to us things that we are not aware of. And for that reason, we improve a lot of things. 10 years ago, we only have 2 women at the board of directors. Right now, we have half of the members of the board of directors happen to be women. And I also want to recognize the food vendors. Maria, Abigail, Abril, please stand up. Carlos and Mr. Carlos Zumba. Párate. Okay. People wonder why they come here. Lulu, what are you sitting there? Please stand up too. Y si me falta alguno, yo tengo la culpa. But one of the reasons because they are here is because they come to learn and practice how to offer their products to the government agencies, to the corporations, and to the general market. And Maria took the lead, and she bring 3 other food vendors under her wing, just for them to be able to do this for the first time. Gina, ¿y tú por qué estás sentada? I told you, it's the memory loss. But I just, come on. No, es que si los llamé desde el principio. A ver, Panelaza, ¿qué están? ¿Por qué están para? Ven para acá también. Bueno, yo soy el del desorden. Come on, come on. Gracias. Now, the most important thing is that this is a safe environment for them to come, learn, and practice how to do that. If you are thinking about catering for your next family event or using one of the venues, please consider them. We really appreciate their support for those vendors because they do very well. And Cesar Teixeira with the Pisco and Peruvian imports. I also want to recognize that Karen Pérez, vicecónsul del Salvador, está aquí con nosotros esta noche. Bienvenida. Y tenemos a Alejandro de Colombia, de Pro Export, Pro Colombia. Es que yo estoy muy viejito ya, pero bueno. Gracias, Alejandro, por acompañarnos. Bueno, gracias a ustedes. I just want to say that we are here today to celebrate the International Women's Day, and the panel is magnificent. The board members are really good. The Let's classes just opened today. If you own a business and you want to do a 8-week class free, how many people, raise your hand if you graduate from the HTTP or from the Let's class? How many of you? 2 students from the class are now part of the board. That's why it's important to network and to be present. Thank César Teixeira from, él es el que importa el pisco y lo distribuye, así que. Feliz Día Internacional de la Mujer a todas. Muchas gracias, muchos éxitos.
Yeah, Luis is incredible. And Luis, thank you so much for taking my calls at like 10 o'clock at night on Saturdays, on Sundays. As you know, Luis is like omnipresent. He's everywhere. He's everywhere and he's always available for anyone's call and to connect you. He's an incredible human being. And we thank you so much, all of us. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, so we are going to now do a little bit of a raffle. And we have some really incredible gifts. So the first one is the Noku Resort trip donated by Noku founder, Lilia Rios. Lilia, can you stand up, please? We also have a beauty basket donated by Luis Febus and a Macy's, Febus and Macy's. And then Horizon also donated a basket. And we thank Shamadi Torres. Thank you so much. Are we? Okay.
This one is for Horizon and this is.
Okay, so everyone get your tickets out.
Lilia first, if she wants to
I
say
think
something.
Lilia should. Lilia, can you come up and say a few words?
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. So to make even more amazing this event, one day I woke up and I said, how about if I donate one weekend, everything paid, but the airfare and the jungle of Cancun with, a nice weekend, a getaway where you can get pampered, stay away from the busy New York tri-state area. And then I called Aixa and I said, let's do it. Let's donate one weekend in Nuku. And I was just thinking that maybe one is not gonna be enough. How about if we make it 2? Yeah? So next year, don't forget to get your tickets in advance because maybe we can get more surprises like this. So whoever's gonna win it, congratulations.
So, okay, so I just don't know if this is. Okay, so we're picking 2. Okay, so we're gonna pick 2. Actually, Lily. Yes, absolutely. Yes. You know who the lucky winner is? Okay, the lucky winner is everyone listening. It's 322284. I'll say it one more time. 322284. Okay, all right, check, we have to check the number. That's one of the ones I bought. Okay, so it's two chips, right? So maybe she can pick another one. Okay.
Shall we give this to a different person or?
She can do it. Gracias. Okay, everyone listen up. Ready? 3, 2, 2, 3, 7, 9. One more time. One more time. Okay. Okay. Okay, and this is for the horizon. Okay, it says horizon on here. Thank you so much. She's got her number. One more? Oh my gosh, a third trip. Lilia, come up and pick up the third one. Lilia is offering a third trip.
I have to.
Okay.
I have to tell you, for those who hasn't, who have been online and checked my place, a year ago, it was showcased by Travel and Leisure as a top destination for jungle vacation. So you're gonna have fun, I'm telling you. So the winner, 322316. 322316. 1. 322316.
Who has the number?
Very good. Congratulations to all the winners going to Mexico. Woo! Okay, each of the 3 winners should go to the front desk to just register so that Statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce can get your information. Okay, so please make sure to do that. Okay, special thanks to Horizon for their basket, and thank you for holding this basket. You can put it here. You've been holding it. Okay, would you like to pick? Okay. Ooh. Okay, these are the blue tickets from Horizon 906776. Check your blue ticket. It's the blue ticket. The number was 906776. Okay, you're the lucky winner. Okay. Special thanks to Horizon again.
And for lawyers, we're gonna use it.
Okay, so this is for Beauty Basket, donated by Luis.
So give it to
Is it a
somebody
green?
from-
Yes. Okay, one more awesome gift waiting. Okay, the lucky winner of this beauty basket is 322385. gosh. Special thanks to Luis
Yes, that's correct.
for this wonderful beauty basket. Okay. Okay, should we take these, right?
Those
Here,
are the winners.
yeah.
Se me olvidó reconocer a que Reina estaba aquí. Let me say,
Oh, yeah, of course.
I forgot to mention that part of the chamber are the classes. The HTTP lets the bonding class and the summer series. But we have Reina Valenzuela here. That is the only part. Come on, don't just stand right here for people to recognize you. She's always behind the scene. The students know her very well because she's very intense trying to get the schedule, the hours and everything. But thank you, Reina. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now on to the amazing modern Latinas that we are going to hear from. But I first want to introduce, can I have everyone's attention, please? Thank you. Gracias. Okay. I want to introduce our moderator. She is someone that many of us know as a very special person in our lives. She puts so much heart and soul. She cares about our wellness, our well-being, our happiness. She's just an incredible human being. And I think that's why we love her so much. She's an incredible businesswoman. She runs Stumpy's Hatchet House. She's the managing director there. And she's so involved in community. Here at the Statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, she's just tirelessly committed to all of the programs here. She's always front and center. We love her for it. And she's like an icon to us. And she runs so many other businesses as well in the real estate area. She's got like 15 years of a corporate experience. She's out there every day helping people. She's always helping people. And she's had her own journey, her own wellness issues and journey towards recovery. And she believes that given her journey, and her success with that journey and coming out on the other side, she wants to make sure that others that may be dealing with wellness issues also, see health in full fruition as well. So, Monica, Martinez, Milan, we love you. And we are so excited for you to moderate this panel today.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. So being that Elisa mentioned a wellness journey that I went through, or a recovery journey, I do take a lot of notes and I read off them. I don't mean to be rude, but that keeps me on track and it keeps my mind focused. And I promise I did not pay Elisa to say all those nice things, but your words are so kind, genuine, and thoughtful. And in today's world of being a modern Latina, we need more advocates, mentors, and role models like Elisa, Aitza, Carlos, Luis, Lilia, our panelists here. I'm a very simple person who plays a big role on this planet, and I believe that we all do. My role is to be the light for others when they can't seem to find the light on their own. I'm very heart-based, and I say, like, we're all healers, right? From our journeys, we have a lot to share. I look at the chamber as my lighthouse. And if all of this were to be taken away, all we are here, all of the things, all our possessions, we're humans. We're all the same. We're all here equally trying to succeed and survive on this earth. All right. So who are we as modern Latinas? Before we begin, I would like to say that we should be thanking our antepasados, our ancestors, our family members, our mothers, tias, leaders, and those that have sat on this panel before us too, those that have paved the path for this existence that we have today. And I want to share a little bit of something. This purse is from one of our HETP students who's actually taking the class right now. So I just wanted to share this with you all. This is what the entrepreneurs at our chamber do.
They support so many businesses. They have their own businesses. And I wanted to share the beautiful work of one of our HETP students. She's here today, and the name of her company and her team is called Lourdes. So they have this outside. If you want to take a look at it, touch it, feel it, is incredible. It's incredible. So I'm going to take this off so that it doesn't distract. Here, you pass it down. All right. Continue on here with the questions and the notes that I took. All right. So my question to all is, why did you come here today? We all have sacrificed our time, our families, our kids, everything to be here this evening to share so much positive and such good energy here. What are you taking out of this today? So I'd like to give a warm round of applause to our amazing Latina leaders that are on this panel. Collectively, and I'm not trying to age us out here, but I did a little bit of addition, which I'm not that great at, I'll admit. And we share the power of over 113 years of resiliency and professional experience together. And I'm being nice with the number too, because probably even longer than that. So that is longer than the conscription of women into the workplace that was created in 1941, just to make, making it legal through the National Service Act. So that's incredible, the information and the history that we all share here. So I'm going to begin with Jasmine. I know we're a little, the names might be different. So just Jasmine, I'll start with you. I'll just create an intro and then I'll continue on. Just wave hello and then we'll go on with the questions. Okay. So Jasmine Lopez, she has spent over 20 years as an RN, BSN. She's an MBA. She's the CEO at J. Lopez Enterprises and the co-founder of Scaleable. Jasmine's company is focused on helping real estate agents and business owners grow and be successful. She has scaled her company by 6 to 7 figures. And she also owns Scaleable, which helps businesses hire and train, manage virtual assistants, and gives people around the world an opportunity to grow and make money and be employed. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So next is Maria Villegas. Maria is the Vice President and Regional Manager for PNC Bank with over 15 years experience. I think you said more than even 17 years, correct? Of banking experience overseeing and leading the mid-market region. She is a transformational leader and experienced in facilitating change in the workforce. We're so grateful to have you here for that reason, that you could share so much information with our Latinas here. Maria serves on the New Jersey Diversity and Inclusion Council and Living Well program. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. I have to say, Maria had a whole team of leaders that were wanting to come in and attend. Yeah? Thank you so much. Thank you. Be connected on LinkedIn, trying to get you guys here. Okay, so Blenda Pinto. Belinda, Director, Corporate and Government Affairs for the Northeast region for United Airlines. Blenda is a seasoned government affairs specialist with over 20 years of combined federal, state, and local experience. She helps to manage relationships with key external political business stakeholders and advance legislative policy goals. May I add that she's also on the board of directors here at the Statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome Blenda. I just want to thank your mom for being here today. I love to see her here. And her daughter, I'm so sorry. Yes, her mom and her daughter. So Latinas in power. So Sara Peña, everybody knows Sara, but for those that don't know Sara, talking about the chamber being a lighthouse, Sara and I were on the Que Pasa episode in the middle of December, in the thick of, sort of COVID. I hate to say it that way, but we were in our masks. We were with Carlos, and and I felt her energy and her presence there. And I was like, oh, I'm in such a good place. So thank you, Sara. Sara, last but not least, has over 2 decades of initiating and delivering sustained results across a wide range of industries, including healthcare, private entities, and government. She currently serves as the Director of External Affairs at PSEG. So that is a huge accomplishment. Sara is an MBA in Public Administration and the founder of her own nonprofit, Voice to Leaders Foundation. She also serves on the board of LUPE, Latinas United for Political Empowerment Fund. If it doesn't describe what they do, it's an organization dedicated to the empowerment of all Latinas here in New Jersey and beyond. And to finalize the introductions, as my mom would say, and I was sharing it with Belinda's mom, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. And doesn't that resonate? We're sitting here on this panel. If I could bring you all to my house, to my parents' house, they would be fine. They'd be like, finally, we're proud of you. Okay. All right, let's begin. Let's begin. Hang on one moment. So we are going to start with Jasmine. Jasmine, you have an incredible journey that you can share with us. Through your journey, you found your purpose. Please share with us how your journey got you here today.
Sure. Can you all hear me okay? Okay, so it's pretty. Hello, hello.
Is it on?
Looks like it's on. Hello, hello. There we go. Okay, so thank you first and foremost for having me. I was a nurse for 20 years. I have my MBA, and lo and behold, life hits you with pain. And if those of you who have had pain in your life, pain changes the way you think, the way you do things. My daughter at the time was 7 years old, and she was diagnosed with a major brain tumor. Underwent more than 8 surgeries by now. And I decided I just could not be a nurse any longer. I could not have to ask for a day off for her to go to chemotherapy. I did not want to be asked if I'd be back at work the next day. For those of you who know, I worked at Hackensack Medical Center right here, and I worked there for 20 years. One day I woke up and I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't know where this is going to take me. I started probably about 3 or 4 businesses, and the last business I landed, Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker, was my first client. So that told me God was on my side and I needed to continue. Lo and behold, after a year contract with him, I decided I didn't know who I was after Tony Robbins. Where do you go? I went back to nursing, but I slowly transitioned and built my company. We are now a 7-figure company with over 40 people around the world that work for us. Chamber is one of our clients. Proud to say we help mortgage lenders, realtors grow their business. We also have an international call center. I pretty much reinvented myself from the core of pain, of wanting to be there for my daughter every day. And here I am today in a room full of amazing men and women. And I just needed to share my story so that maybe one of you today who can relate to my story can find that inside of you and know that dreams do come true. And I'm living my dream.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. You found your purpose and your sabiduría kept you going, and that's built inside of you to never give up. Okay, so the next question is going to go to Maria. Maria, they say hindsight is 20/20, and now you share resilient strength of being with a company, and that I'm so proud of that you can say that you've been with PNC for over 15 years. We'll say that, getting closer to 17, but being with a company for so long, there's so much information and insight that you can share with the young rising Latinas here in the audience, because we all have a purpose here. We all have a reason why we're here. Maria has, she knows how to continue to have great relationships and work within her organization to inspire others. So share with us, if hindsight was 20/20, what would you tell your 20-year-old version to focus on in life?
Absolutely. So thank you. And first of all, this is an honor to sit here on this side of this room, being that I sat on that side for many years watching the other panelists and being very inspired. So what would I tell my 20-year-old? Well, I'm 25, so it's just really just 5 years ago. But you know, there is so much in my 20s that I went through personally. I was a very young mom at 20, and you know, my decisions in life was a little different than the most college students and so on. But there was always a part of me that was always very afraid, that always felt that I didn't belong. I was born and raised in Colombia, and I have an accent. English is my second language. And I just didn't feel like I ever felt comfortable. I was in my role, and I was invited to an event, and I want to tell this story because it was very impactful for me, and it still is until today. I went to an award ceremony, beautiful place, beautiful event, and my manager comes in and asks, well, Maria, tell me about it. How was it? And it was horrible for me. I was the only Hispanic. I was very, very young. And I said, I just didn't feel like I belonged. And she looked at me and she said, Maria, you belong everywhere you go. So don't you ever say that. So, you know, what would I tell my 20-year-old self is be confident. You are unique. You bring incredible experiences, backgrounds, whatever that is. And everything is possible. And instead of walking away, you know, I kept on going, and I'm still here.
Yes, absolutely. I love what you said about you belong, because that happened my son wants to attend this school, and not I didn't feel like we belong there. Really, that's, you know, but I wanted him to pursue his dream, and he's only 12. But the person that was interviewing us, because they interviewed us, looked at me and she said, you belong here. And so she must have been feeling that without me saying it. So that's a very important message to send to everybody tonight, that you belong here. So, you know, let that seep in. And you had mentioned when we briefly discussed last week, the importance of mentors. And I know that you are a big advocate of that. What recommendations do you have for our Latinas here? Because I'm one of them that still needs help. I want to say needs help asking for help, asking for mentors. I don't even know how to do that. So if you could share a little bit of that, and I'm going to ask our panelists the same question as well.
Absolutely. So I did not grow up with anyone telling me or sharing with me, Maria, you need someone that can pave the way or can support you. And really just navigated through my professional life, really looking at other people as part of that village that supports you and helps you. I have a lot of great people around me, and I have been very blessed to have people that have seen great things in me that I couldn't even see it in myself. But in recent years, I have, you know, really taken a role to be intentional about that mentorship and speak about mentorship and really encourage people to ask for mentors. And it is okay to ask someone to be my mentor, to be my advocate, or to be my sponsor. And it's a thing that we don't talk often enough, but I think it's becoming a lot more spoken about nowadays. But that's what I will say. Ask for it. Don't be afraid. Here we are again. Don't hold back. Don't be afraid to ask for help and support and guidance.
Thank you so much. That's so important. So I'm going to take that advice and ask for mentors, because I'm always shy and afraid of doing that. Okay, so the next question is going to go to Belinda. Belinda, you are so inspiring, because to work, I mean, I never envisioned, my cousin the other day called and said, tú tendrías que ser una senadora, a senator or something. And I'm like, me? Yeah. So we tend to be very, at least in my culture, afraid of government, very intimidating, very scared of that. And you inspire so many, because that's not always what we think about when we're thinking of our careers. So I wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit of your journey, how you got here, what brought you here, and just to share it with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you all hear me? Okay, okay. So first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on this panel with these amazing women and here with you all today. I want to first acknowledge that I stand on the shoulders of women who have poured into me. And this t-shirt is all of my grandmothers. All of my grandmothers. So it is, you know, International Women's Day. I appreciate what you said earlier. And I'm here with my mother and my daughter. So that's the first thing. And to that end, in terms of government and entering into spaces that, you know, are not traditionally comfortable for us, I have grown to realize and appreciate, just in terms of values, that anywhere I enter, though I am very often the only Latina, the only woman, the only person of color in a lot of spaces, I'm not alone. And so I stand on the shoulders of many who have poured into me, not just my own family, but I also belong to an amazing community at United Airlines. And I'm looking at my sisters here, if they could just stand for a second. And so collectively, we belong to UImpact, which is our women's business resource group. As you talked about allyship, as you talk about, you know, just the need to have like support. And so for me, my journey, I'm going to say started pretty early in terms of government and then just sort of exposure. I think, you know, generally, I think in part because my mom was a single mom and, you know, she was taking classes, you know, in college and so forth. And so on Saturdays, I attended Aspira. And so I might date myself, maybe not. I'm 51, going on 52. And so as part of being an aspirante in high school, there were, you know, chapters. And what that also included was just really a training of advocacy, like how to become an advocate, right? Things like walking around your neighborhood and sort of assessing, you know, where there might be the need for a light or a stop sign and so on and so forth. Fast forward that to, again, as you talk about, you know, sponsorships and people who have poured in, there was a program at a time that the Department of Community Affairs in New Jersey hosted an internship. And at that program, there was a woman by the name of Maria Vizcarrondo who who mentored many of us. I think George, I saw earlier, who was in that class in our cohort. Okay. We were in that cohort, and part of what we learned was how to analyze budgets, appropriations, which is something that the state of New Jersey is going through right now. It's an exercise that happens every single year, and what that looks like. What that did for me is just sort of give me the, I guess, technical insight, if you will. You know, not always super exciting, but as I sort of propelled in my, you know, academic career at Rutgers University, I'm a Douglas College grad. Are you rah-rah? What that did for me is, you know, just helped me to become very interested in public policy and advocacy. Some summers or even between breaks, I would, instead of coming home, I would go to DC as part of the Public Leadership Education Network and, you know, spend a couple of weeks in DC sort of shadowing, you know, congresswomen and, well, I would say women senators, but at the time, I don't think there were any. Maybe Carol Mosley Braun may have been the only one at the time. And just sort of, again, gaining that like technical, you know, training and expertise around like appropriations and what that looks like. So that was really my sort of start into what government and, public policy was and looked like.
Well, I wanted to also share that, Blenda, you had shared with us on the call that you are first generation and you were the first to graduate college, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Or you are
I'm
the first.
I'm the first generation. Thank you. First generation college student. And just a lot of firsts, like many of us, right, are, the first at so many things. I would like to just highlight that I was the first, but then my mom was the second, because after I graduated, she went to Douglas and she graduated.
Breaking barriers. When I see you, I see breaking barriers. And you commented the other day, and I wanted to share this. You mentioned you need advocates in the room when you're not in the room.
Point we were talking about mentors and sponsors, right? Times when you're not in the room and there's that person who's sort of speaking on your behalf about whatever it is. It might be an opportunity. In my case, it was my first job out of college. It was then, Senator Frank Lautenberg, a tap like, hey, you like DC, you should go work for the senator in DC, which felt super scary. But I was like, okay, well, yeah, I've done it, a few times while I was at Douglas. Why not?
Yeah. And 12 years, as you said, as a lobbyist, correct?
Yes, currently. Well, so I've been in my current role with United Airlines for 12 years. Before that, I was a federal lobbyist, and before that, a federal lobbyist in DC. So
yeah, that's incredible. I did just a little research with the time that I had, and I think that it said that only 12% of Latinos are involved as lobbyists at this point. So, having you here sharing your information, and even Sara too, because you're in government as well, we'll continue on to you as well. It creates that awareness, and it spreads that light, right? That we should all, we belong, like we can believe that we can do anything. So thank you for your story. Sara, when we discussed what we were going to talk about, something that was interesting and that you were thinking about was, what would you tell your 20-year-old version to focus on in life? But before that, if you want to share anything about your story with your foundation or what you currently do, please feel free to share some inspiration, because you're just awesome. And I love everything.
Thank you. Can you hear me with this? Yeah, okay, good. So muy buenas noches. Qué honor estar aquí enfrente de todos ustedes. Qué líderes tan poderosa que me siento tan emocional porque siento el amor. Tú sabes, deme un minutito. So, wow, what would I tell my younger self? First of all, take risk. Take more risk. Don't be afraid. No tenemos tanto miedo a lo que no vemos, right? Y después, cuando ya estamos un poquito más de edad, decimos, oh, debí hacer esto. Debí seguir el muchacho que me gustaba. O debí dejarlo. So I would say take risk. I know I shouldn't deviate from the program. I'm sorry. I digress. But first and foremost, I want to thank you all for being here. It's late. I'm not going to make it too long. I want to thank my Lopez sisters, the first Latina statewide organization. Ladies, stand up. Stand up. We have all these great women that belong to this organization. You can look us up on the website. Our members are here as well. Ladies, thank you for all your hard work. Also, the first multicultural sorority nationally, Mu Sigma Upsilon. I was a part of that. I am a part of that. And my sisters are here today as well. So thank you. And I say first, right? First Latina statewide organization, first multicultural national organization. My first niece is here. I'm a first gen. So today it's all about first, right? And I've always been the first one in those rooms, like very similar to many of you. I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know that we had all so much trouble to get into these rooms. So for me, and I think for many of us in this room, our power is our passion. And let's not forget that and take that lightly, women. Okay? Our power is our passion. So whatever it is, just go out and do it. So that's what I would tell my younger self. I'll cut the answer.
Yeah, no. And you also had something that really resonated with me when you, on our call the other day, you said the words, don't give up, when you were 20 years old. Because a lot of us, you know, I'm first generation, and we didn't know the system. We didn't know the way, didn't have that generational wealth. And we've all, you know, I grew up in Newark and Kearney. It was, yeah, give it up. So we had to learn, you know, it's a different type of learning, and it teaches us a lot of street smarts and a lot of book smarts too, because we had to work twice as hard. So you said, don't give up,
Yeah,
which
don't
was the
give up
message.
and don't lose hope. Many of us come from a background, you know, full transparency, right? We have a lot of domestic violence in our families. We have drugs, alcohol, and things that we're going through. And sometimes as a first gen or as the first child, you're the one in charge of the things in the house. You have to work to give money to mom to help pay the rent, the food. That's your responsibility. You don't know anything more than that, right? So that was kind of like my story. And so I always felt like, what am I going to do? Like, this is my life. I didn't know anything about college. My parents didn't speak the language. And so their main goal was to provide, right? Be providers for my sister and I. And so that's how we went on. And we went to high school, and we just thought we had to get a job, and that's what you do. And so as I sit sometimes and reflect about my childhood, did I really have a childhood? Many of us in this room probably have very similar stories. And it's time that we need to reflect back so that we can help make things better for those that are coming behind us or with us, right? And so I would tell myself, and I said this because it was really important, I would sit by myself sometimes outside, and born and raised, went to school in Newark, and I said, what am I gonna do, God? No idea. Nothing. But my passion was my power. And I said, you know what? Mom and dad don't speak English. I'm going to help families that are just like them. I want to help people that are just like me, that look like me. And I'm going to be resourceful, and I'm going to do this and that. I don't know how I'm doing this, God, but you got me. So my faith, and that was like, you know, for many of us that might be going through struggles in life, you know, the storm passes. Don't forget that. So
Love that. And take a deep breath and take that all in, right? Respirar. Hay mucho amor aquí. Jasmine, something that we take for granted and do neglect as women, mothers, all of us are mothers here on stage, and in the audience too. You shared a lot of good insight about self-care, the importance of self-care, setting boundaries, doing things that are good for you, so that you, through your career, because we can work a lot. So, and this is a question that we do get with las mujeres here in our chamber, is like, I don't know how to self-care. What is that? What does that mean? So could you share a little bit of that insight with us for the women of 2023?
Yeah, sure. So some examples of what self-care looks like for me is I'm very focused, I'm very dedicated on time blocking. So every day is very intentional for me. From the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, I even have my meals blocked on my calendar. So I am very productive. Exercise, eating healthy. I drink about a gallon of water per day. I have some of the other things that I was sharing was that in order to grow, you have to delegate. And when you get to a certain point in business, you have to spoil yourself. And I'm not saying be materialistic in buying things. I spoil myself with people. So I have someone who comes to my house 3 days a week to take care of me. She makes my juice. She makes my daughter's breakfast. She does my laundry. She makes sure I'm okay. because sometimes I'm not. And I need to show up for myself and for my girls because I'm a single mom. I say all that to say, you know, when you wake up every morning, of course, we give thanks to God first and foremost that we are alive, but don't forget yourself because you really matter. And if you're looking to get somewhere, if you have dreams, if you have things that you want in life, without taking care of yourself, it's going to be very hard. So, yeah.
And you did mention something that I highlighted it because it reminded me of you know, take everything and absorb it all. You said when you started to self-care, your revenue went up. So, you know, because you think I need to work. How's the money going to come in? How do I pay for my family? But when you fall short of taking care of yourself, your soul, filling your cup, it's going to affect everything around you. So thank you for sharing that. And if you want to add
I just want to
anything.
say the one thing that I changed was I now travel a lot. I do little trips. I don't go far because I have a daughter who has some, you know, health issues, so we can't go far. But every month, about every month, my sister's here, maybe can vouch to me leaving a lot. I go away every month and just take a little break, take a little breather. You know, 3 weeks ago, we went to Puerto Rico. My daughter got sick in Puerto Rico. So we came back and I said, Mom needs a break now. I left my kids and I went by myself to Miami for the weekend. And I rested. So I come first because without me, there is no them.
Thank you. And that's why I want to give a shout out to Lilia Rios and Nuku, her resort in Mexico. So if you need some self-care and you want to join us in the jungle, I will go. And I don't want you to think the jungle, you're in the what? No, her place is like incredible. It's 5-star incredible place. Maria, we're almost done, so I just wanted to finalize this. Maria, you do a lot. You have children, young children, your husband, everything. You mentioned the recommendations for 2023 women about balancing life and while having an accomplished career. And you said that creating a healthy work-life harmony is very, very important. Do you have some insight that you can share with us before the night ends?
Sure. So I always heard the term work-life balance, and it was weighing high on me because I have 3 kids. I am married. I have a dog. I have a house, and I have a full-time job. And it's very demanding. Life is very demanding. And I was struggling with the term work-life balance. It is not a balance. It is not 50-50. So I then started doing some research and I found the term harmony, work-life harmony. And what does that really mean? It is doing something that makes you happy, regardless of the weight or the balance. So, you know, for me, some days might be 80% more work and 20% more kids. And I see my kids for 2 hours a night. I put them to sleep. I am very present. I don't answer phone calls. I don't open my computer. And I just put my phone away and I put it on silent and I don't take it, don't use it. And same thing for the weekends, you know, I turn everything off and I am very intentional about that time with my kids and being present. But there are times that I love being at work and it fulfills me and it makes me very, very happy. So, you know, being late and working late hours is fine for me and it's fine for my family. And, you know, my husband has been a great supporter in that. And I think that's what's really important as well, finding someone who's willing to support you and understands you or is willing to understand that can really help that harmony.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we are getting close to ending. I just wanted to ask any of the panelists, if you'd like to contribute to this, what do you do to de-stress and self-care? And on a call the other day, I heard the word saying no is part of self-care. And that's something that I'm going to start trying to do a little bit more. It's not that easy as a woman to say no in this world, but if any of you would like to contribute, Blenda, yes.
Yeah, so I have really started to practice saying no this year, and it's not easy. It's not something that we, as women or even in our culture, necessarily is encouraged, right? You know, as Latinas, or just, it's always like, go, 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 yes, 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 help, 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 everyone. But a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, actually my college roommate recently said to me, you have to start to practice the sacred no so that you can make room for yeses in your life. And I said, okay, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna try. And I started. And what I found was, to your point about like your schedule, you have the bandwidth then to do things or participate or accept opportunities that are presented to you because you're not so weighed down, or your schedule is not so crammed up with like all of these little things. For me, it was very recently amazing that I had the opportunity to go to South Africa on business for United. And it was only because I was very intentional, had been practicing being very intentional about like, nope, like not doing this, not doing that. Like, what can I delegate? Who can do that? So that when opportunities, you know, big opportunities present themselves, you can say yes and really show up like fully present.
That's incredible. So you basically are when you say yes to everything, you're filling yourself up with way too much, not leaving yourself open for other opportunities that are sacred and impactful in your life. So I like the sacred no. I'm gonna use that, and maybe that'll help bring more power to that no that, you know, I'm not used to saying. Yeah, yes, no. Sara, do you have anything you would like to add? We're finalizing. We're gonna start asking questions to the audience. So if anybody has any questions, please raise your hand. We'll see if we can help you out a little bit here. I don't know how we're doing with time, Elisa. Okay, all right. Well,
So I think, so de-stress, right? What do you do
yes,
to de-stress?
because you
And-
were. that
Yeah,
was
so
something you were
having
thinking
worked
of.
for the governor for 5 years and then transitioning into corporate, right? So that's a big change, a very big change. And, you know, when you're new to a job, you want to do it all and get it all. You need to learn it all because that's what we do as women. I fell into that trap, right? And I had to really be intentional once again with our time and just say, all right, let me do one thing that makes me happy. And it was like window shopping at the mall. So I went to the mall and I window shopped and I felt so good. I came back and I was even more productive. So I was like, wait, let me do one thing that makes me happy. So I try to practice one thing, and I started going to the gym, but I don't work out. I just, but I go to the gym because I walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes and then I leave. And I'm like, no judgment. I don't care what anybody thinks. So you know what? Let's care less.
Exactly.
Less about what somebody's thinking and do more things that make you happy.
Amen to that. Amen to that. All right. So with that, that concludes our panel here. We could all breathe. But I would like to ask, I know there may be someone here that has a question for one of us up here on the panel. So if you have a question, Luis, I don't know how we're doing with time.
Maybe 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take like 3 or 4 questions.
Okay. Oh, aquí hay una pregunta, por favor. Can you please stand up, mention your name and who you have a question for?
Can you hear me? Okay. For me, it really started recently after I was really stressed out. So I guess, you'll find your way and your time, but don't let it be too late because then other things are breaking down, right? Whether it's your marriage, your relationship with your friends, your family, your kids. So you'll know when the right time is. For me, it was in just recent years and it just felt like everything was just piling up and spiraling it out of control. I was very stressed out. I wasn't really taking care of me. or the family the way that I needed to show up for them. So you'll find the right time. I don't think there's a specific time frame. We all go through different cycles in life, and you can create at any point.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, everybody has their journey. All right. We all have their journey. Question. Yes, por favor.
The question is for,
Yes, Jasmine. Jasmine.
what is it exactly that your company does? What is Scaleable?
Sure. So Scalable, we help companies, if you have a small business, we help you outsource most of the positions. So there's companies like Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, car dealerships, call centers. So anything, we have virtual assistants that'll pick up the phone for you I have a virtual assistant that orders food for me for lunch. Like there's virtual assistants that will do almost anything from bookkeeping to cold calling to handling QuickBooks to building your website to managing your social media. So it's a service where we teach you how to delegate everything, because the more you delegate, the more revenue you're going to make, because you free up space for you to become the CEO. If you don't work inside of your business, you have time to work on your business. And that's what most business owners fail at, is they do all the work themselves, and you'll hit a wall at some point. And if you don't start to delegate, you won't grow. I started with one virtual assistant in 2018. She's now been with me since, and we now have over 40. So it's a person, and we have people that work for us in Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Colombia, Mexico, the Philippines.
So it's mostly Latino companies?
By my preference, yes. Yes. No, there's virtual, it's called the BPO industry. And most Latinos in Colombia, in Mexico, they want to work in the BPO industry because that's where they make most money. We have industrial engineers with master's degrees. We have nurses, we have doctors who work for us as cold callers. Oh, yeah.
They will, like, when somebody calls American Express on your card, somebody answers you in India or whatever.
Correct. That's the BPO industry answering the call. Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you for your question. Hi, what's your name and who do you have a question for?
I have a question for everybody, but my name is Isabella Alvarez. I'm here with Brigham College, the three of us actually. Latin CEO. So we asked Latin-owned businesses to help mentor us, like trying to get into the fields that they specialize in. So our question would be, what do you recommend that new interns coming in, or anybody that's asking for an internship, like for businesses, any advice going into that industry, resume wise, or just any questions that you think are most beneficial?
You're hired. No, kidding. Who would like to answer that question? This is an incredible question, especially coming from a college student that is taking CEO. She's part of a CEO organization. So you already know where her mindset's at. What advice do you have?
We have several interns who've worked with us before. Because we have a marketing company, a call center, and a virtual assistant company, most of the students that come to us for an internship will tell us where their interests are. Depending on their interests, I interview them, or my director of operations will interview them to see where they're a good fit. And then we do either a 60-day or 90-day internship. Of course, it's unpaid, but for them, they're learning. Did I answer your question? Yeah, okay.
And when she says unpaid, you get so much more. Sometimes when you get paid, all that pressure's on you. But when you're not getting paid, you're learning. You're taking so much from that journey. So thank you for asking that question. Does anyone else have any? Okay, por favor, ¿cómo se llama? Welcome. Thank you. Would anybody like to share some information? Because I know we do a million things up here. So how do we balance that?
I'll take a crack at it. I mean, just so to your point about goals, really having those written down in a clear and concise way so that you can track to what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then to the extent that you're able to, you know, that they're associated with metrics, right? I'm kind of my United hat and my personal hat, but it's important because it's important for you to be really clear about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then, you know, by when, like, what does that timeline look like? And then, so what should I be doing in order to accomplish, you know, that thing that I'm trying to do 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 6 months from now, right? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of, right? Again, sort of like just taking that internal inventory so that you can accomplish the goals that you're, you know, trying to set out.
Yep.
Is this off? Okay, here we go. I know you said you're a business owner, you own an accounting firm, so kudos to you because I know that's a difficult business to run. One of my mentors or coaches that I've hired a couple of years ago said to me, and I don't know if this fits you, but I was all over the place. I wanted to have this business, that business. What he told me was, if you don't build one company to 7 figures, do not look to start your second. Just stay focused and stay consistent, be disciplined. And like she said, your KPIs, your scoreboard, your finances, I work backwards. I do yearly goals, quarterly, weekly, daily. That's where I end up on time blocking. So if I don't time block every single day, I will never get to my yearly goal.
Wow, that's impressive, very important. And what you said, writing down the goal, writing it down, because the universe does see what you're doing and it does listen to what you're saying. So if you're putting the negative out there, it's going to send that in your direction. But if you're writing these goals down and you're dedicating yourself to them, it's going to take you there a little bit at a time. And if you're organized, even better. If not, you're going to be going like this. You'll get there, but there's a lot of that to be said. Anybody else have any other questions? Jessica.
It's not a question, just a comment. My first event for December, and I am so happy I'm here. And I want just to thank you all of your panel because you are such an inspiration, and everything you say is really true. I'm also at own my own business, and it is amazing. I mean, I love the fact that you say I love my lunch times, that is so true. Because when you're owning business, it's like work, and it's not smart to do that all the time. You gotta delegate it. That's so true. But I think this is an amazing energy. Thank you for this. I wish I had my daughter with me. An entrepreneur, and I wish I next year.
Next year. I just want to mention one thing. As the universe watches what you do, there are so many young Latinas that can use the support and the insight from the paths that you carve out. There's one here, Gabriela. Hello. I know her since she was, how old? 5, 6 years old. Came here from Mexico, solita, con su mamá, okay, in Newark. They needed people to support them, to guide them, to mentor them, to give them that dream, that vision, to just inspire them that they belong here. She now has been hired by the NJEDA, okay, to work with their organization. So this is, they need guides like us. You don't think you have anything to offer, but you really truly do. There's so much that we can all do. So with that, I am so grateful for you and for your insight, for all your wisdom. I feel like we are a big familia. I'm going to pass the mic over to Elisa, and she's going to close out the panel and take
I
us to
sure
the
will.
networking.
And I, first of all, what did I open up with originally? Yeah, I mean, we're going to give everyone a great, huge round of applause for incredible nuggets of information that we can all apply to our personal lives, our professional lives, our entrepreneurial lives. But what I first said when I got up here was, can you feel the power of being in this space? You can really feel the power, right? We just heard that someone here, it's like feeling the power. These are incredible women. They've had incredible journeys. Things that we've heard: focus, your KPIs, your goals, take risks, don't be afraid. If you're the first one in the room, it's okay. Your power is your passion. Go out and do it. Don't lose hope. Time blocking. Open up for bigger opportunities. Delegate, grow, make sure you're balancing everything. Don't forget your technical skills. Learn budgets, shadow, and embrace being a first gen. Embrace the experience. So thank you so much to Monica for an unbelievable job being the moderator of this panel. And obviously, thank you to the all panelists here who have been just incredible in sharing their time and their journeys with us. This concludes our program, and we encourage you all to network, network, network. How often do you get? Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna do a group photo for the chamber and all the speakers. Okay, so, and don't forget to network. This is your time. This is your chance. My head is like pounding. I did for the luncheon. That was it. Yeah. Well,